doesn't love a good rematch? Florida State and LMU, the second time they will meet in this NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship. Florida State got the win the first time, but now that's ancient history because the winner of this one moves on and keeps their season alive. A little bit different. We will be playing flights in this duel. So pairs 2 and 4 will go first. Once they are done, we will see the 1s, 3s, and 5s take to the sand. Everything else is the same. The first team to win on 3 courts wins the duel. The person that does not is eliminated. And here are the lineups for this duel.
You look at the matchups, obviously at the top you've got 4 All-Americans, 2 for Florida State, 2 for LMU, but right now Chicone and Fitzpatrick for Florida State are going to start against Poppinga, their former teammate in Marine Kenna. I'm looking forward to that one.
And that's where we're going to start, Holly, with the 2s. If you want to see either of these courts, both are streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can follow along with us and then pull up your second screen. Madison Kina, Avery Poppinga on the left side of your screen in blue. Little dog pile on the Florida State side with Elena Chicone and Madison Fitzpatrick, but they're okay.
These 2 are best friends and roommates. Both check to see if the other's okay, but the effort there trying to win that point.
It was really fun to watch this pair against USC. They actually won against USC. They were the first pair to beat the USC 2s this season.
And they were just on fire in every way, every skill, and then the energy was just there. They were the more aggressive pair this morning.
They're both very experienced. That's wide, no touch, point for Florida State.
Elena Chicone served that ball and ran up to the net to block. Usually they split block. But I'm guessing defensively, that's the matchup they want, Elena Chicone at the net.
This is a very experienced Florida State team. They have 31 victories on the season after their win earlier today against LSU. And there's Elena Chicone getting the block, but it goes out, so it is a point for LMU.
Elena Chicone is about 5'9", maybe 5'10", but very dynamic. I asked Brooke Niles about her. She's like, no, she can block. I'm not worried about her. She can do everything. Her skill set is incredible.
Yeah, we're going to see her sister Morgan playing later in a different flight. Morgan actually in action right now at the 4s for FSU. Playing to 21 in this opening set. You have to win by 2. It is best 2 out of 3 on each court.
We saw a lot of that this morning, and it's the transition ball. This Florida State pair, they pull off the net. They're so quick, touching so many balls defensively. Great set here by Maddie Fitzpatrick, and then the crossbody swing by Chicone for the kill.
It's helped the Seminoles jump out to a 3-point lead. Empty sand, all available for Florida State.
But the timing and the rhythm between Chicone and Fitzpatrick, the way they move together, it's beautiful. And the timing puts so much pressure on the other team, and they're touching everything.
Yeah, this Florida State pair has won all of their matches, all 4 of them here at NCAAs. They were the one to clinch it against LSU this morning. Just on a roll.
Yeah, so smooth, turning digs into points consistently, and that's a dominant side change from the bad side.
So this pair for LMU, got to think of something pretty quickly. Avery Poppinga and Marine Kenna. Of course, you mentioned it, Holly. Avery Poppinga playing her old team in Florida State. She is an AVCA second-team All-American this season, but we're used to seeing her play for the Seminoles.
Yeah, she spent 3 years at Florida State before graduating and going to grad school at LMU. So she's very familiar with her opponents on the other side of the net. She also comes from a volleyball family. Both Carrie and Brian Poppinga were standout All-Americans at the University of Hawaii for indoors.
And her sister Alexis plays indoor at Santa Clara. That is touched. Aggressive start for Florida State.
I just feel like the rhythm of this pair, they're feeling so confident, and their foot is on the gas. They want to just mow through teams and score points for their program.
There's a point by Marine Kina out of France.
One of the signature skills of the LMU beach volleyball program is serving, and they are not winning that serving war right now today at the twos.
Yeah, that's something that head coach John Mayer has made a stamp of his LMU program. Fitzpatrick. Tough block by Poppinga.
Avery Poppinga, that was a 2 block or a 4 block where she jumps into the angle and takes that away from Maddie Fitzpatrick. You see number 5, she's way in the angle. That's just actually a 2 block.
And so you're calling those defensive schemes behind your back. You see her put the finger down.
Marine Kina, good dig, but Avery Poppinga can't get there. She's up at the net blocking. She's got to turn and go, and it's a very quick move. Another challenge for Avery Poppinga. She had 2 serious back surgeries for scoliosis.
Now you see Elena Chicone, she's pointing out those defensive signals at the net.
She's got a 1 for the right sider. She's going to block 1, but now it's a back set, so you change that call according to what you do defensively.
So with Marine Kina back to serve, Avery Poppinga.
So on Maddie Fitzpatrick, Avery Poppinga is going to do a 3, which it means jumping into the line, in a 4 on Elena Chicone. Jumping into the line. And then when you do that, you funnel the ball to the angle. Defensively, it worked, but that transition set too tight for LMU to score.
So Holly's going to break those defensive signals down more in between flights, but keep an eye on those, the signals that the blocker is giving the defender.
It's a really fun part of the game. It's the game within the game, the strategy on how you're going to set your opponents up to hit the ball at you or to make an error.
And the players have got to be the one making those calls, so you've got to know your opponent across the net.
And it's eye work, it's watching the approach of your hitter, it's knowing their tendencies, so game plans going in, and then obviously being able to shift on the fly. Sometimes you go in with one game plan and it doesn't work, so you have to be ready to pivot.
Long serve from the FSU pair. Gives a point to LMU. Chicone, the bump set to Fitzpatrick.
Avery Poppinga just a little bit late on her press. She was blocking that angle. Watch, her hands are not in the angle soon enough, so she's late on her press. Her hands are down, and that ball sneaks by.
Off of the block, point LMU, thanks to Marine Kina.
LMU needs to find a way to score defensively, so tough serve, get Maddie Fitzpatrick and Elena Chicone out of system. They are too comfortable.
Here comes Fitzpatrick, rolls it down the line. Kina, attacking error into the net, makes it 11-7 FSU.
Really good dig. They're getting opportunities. That's probably the 3rd time they've dug it and not been able to score. So that's frustrating for LMU, especially when you have those opportunities against a great pair like Chicone and Fitzpatrick.
LMU, just their 2nd appearance in this tournament. Last year they were the 5 seed, this year the 4 seed. Went 2-2 last season, trying to avoid elimination again here today.
This time, Avery Poppinga gets a pass, side out attempt, really high contact. She is long at the net. Clears that block easily.
Service error, Florida State will take it. about Elena Chicone's block?
She's dynamic, and she's in the right spot. And she has that speed that I talked about with Tina Godina. Tina's a bigger version, but she's dynamic, and she takes away that angle by pressing. Not sure if that ball even cleared the net. Elena Chicone saying, I didn't even touch that.
Well, we'll step aside at the twos. It is Florida State on top, 13-8 in our elimination duel. And there they are, Elena on the left side, Morgan on the right side.
Elena, full-time beach player. Morgan Chicone spent most of her college career playing indoors for Florida State. Next year, she'll play her last season at Long Beach State indoors.
I remember the first time when we covered Elena and we asked her about her sister, she said, I remember watching Morgan playing on TV, and Morgan had a really bad leg injury. She broke 2 bones in her leg, and Elena was just watching it, and she was like in horror because they're so close. They mean so much to each other. But here they are, both having the chance to compete and play for a national championship.
And they grew up in Indiana and had to drive so far to play beach volleyball. I mean, I had some talks with Elena Chicone. She would sometimes drive 3 to 4 hours just for a practice. And that was when Morgan was actually playing indoors. So she was by herself, but by the time Morgan was ready to play some beach with her, she was happy to have a teammate to practice with in Indiana.
A very cool story how they've both gotten each other to this point. And I think Elena has really helped Morgan work on the beach because she is having to split her duties indoor and beach.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have a mentor, a built-in mentor, your sister, your support system, especially at Florida State, living close to one another.
You know, Brooke Niles, their head coach, said, I don't think I could ever play with my sibling because we would just argue the whole time.
Yeah, well, that happens a lot. I can't play with my brother.
Yeah?
Nope. We're both too competitive.
I believe that. Holly McPeak is the definition of competitive, and it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I love it.
Thank you.
Marine Kina takes a big shot, but a lot of work to do for LMU.
Great first contact, a nice hand set by Avery Papinga, and Marine Kina shows she's got some cross-court offensive range.
Chicone and Fitzpatrick trying to be the first to 21. Playing in flights tonight. Just the 2s and 4s in action. Once they're both done, we'll see the 1s, 3s, and 5s.
Avery Papinga trying to go down that line. She knows for LMU to beat this FSU pair, they need to serve tough, but they can't make those kind of errors.
This Florida State pair beat the LMU pair in their second duel of the tournament in straight sets. Block Elena!
I love that late jump into the angle block, and what you need to do is be really disciplined with your hand. You see her quick feet, and then she stays in the angle. She didn't even know she blocked that ball, but it's a super quick move, not a very high set. Does a little 360 and says, wow, I got that one.
Hey, look what I did. Set point FSU. Good up from Kina, but not enough. Florida State taking the opening set at the 2s. Back to the 4s where the Seminoles are ahead. Abby Thorup. Check that, Selena Marolf serving. These pairs did not finish their match the first time around, back on Friday. Marolf. Going short, and it works for Morgan Chicone. Want to let you know the NCAA, the home for all 90 championships, the men's indoor volleyball championship is tonight here on ESPN2 after this duel is complete. Long Beach State will take on Hawaii, coverage starting approximately 8 Eastern. For more information, go to ncaa.com. So we've got all kinds of volleyball for you. We've been here most of the day on ESPN2. We'll lead you right in to the men's indoor championship tonight. pokey shot from Abby Thorup. Taking the option with the pokey. Jordan Polo, the transfer from Cal.
FSU's defense right now is really in a nice rhythm. The timing between the blocker and the defender, and then the transition set here by Morgan Chicone. Deep ball by Jordan Polo, the lefty.
Set point, Florida State. Long serve from Morgan Chicone, but still set point, FSU. And a service error will give the opening set to FSU 21-17 at the fours. Florida State takes the first frame at both the twos and the fours here in our elimination duel. These twos of Elena Chicone and Madison Fitzpatrick, they were at the ones in the 2019 NCAA tournament. And now they're back together, as you heard him say. The chemistry was just too good, and Brooke Niles said, if I need a smile on my face, I'm going to watch them play.
And they always have a smile. They're so positive with one another. Obviously, chemistry is so important, but both of them are high-level players.
Yeah, they're roommates, best friends. They met at camp, coming to an FSU camp. Took the opening set 21-10, but Maureen Kina and Avery Papinga coming back here in set number 2.
LMU able to score a point. They had some opportunities early. Good line pursuit by Maureen Kina, and then high off the hands of Fitzpatrick on that one.
LMU has to win this set to extend the match at the twos. Service error.
Too many missed serves. Papinga's going for it, but if you're missing those balls wide on the sideline, try another target, especially middle. I love middle. Middle causes communication, forces the offense to run something they might not want to run.
Papinga short on her shot.
Right idea, going angle over the block. Execution just not there.
So Florida State climbing back, but thanks to a couple of errors by LMU. Service error, Elena Chicone.
LMU with that slight lead. If they can open it up with some tough serving and some defense, they can get themselves back in this match.
Madison Fitzpatrick goes down that line.
Anytime a player at this level, look at this pass, perfect. And then a juicy hand set from Elena Chicone, and then boom, down the line. Papinga late on her press, but that's a perfect in-system play. Great pass, great set, high percentage kill.
And Madison Fitzpatrick started beach volleyball, went to a Misty May camp, lives in Florida, and she absolutely loved it. Her mom also inspired her to play. She played in college.
She said she was a ball hog indoors, so yeah. On the beach, you've got lots more opportunities to touch the ball.
And the Fitzpatrick family spent their summers playing in California. The whole family would go, make a big trip out of it.
That's a pretty supportive family.
Yeah.
Right?
What a commitment.
Come all the way from Florida to California so your daughter can play the sport she loves. Not a bad place to spend the summer either.
Oh, a little bias. Did they?
Just saying.
Did they drive? I would love to know.
Oh, cool.
If you're going to be there all summer.
Yeah, you need your car, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, all the way across the country?
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
Great up from Fitzpatrick. Chicone with the swing. LMU coming, oh, long. Let's check in with Christine.
Yeah, Yeah, Maddie has been all over the court for this pair, and you wouldn't know that she actually got injured in the first duel this morning against LSU. If you look at her left ankle, it's actually wrapped. She was playing defense, not exactly sure what happened, but she twisted her ankle a little bit, had to do a medical timeout. They gave her some medication, wrapped her ankle, and then she was back out there. And now she looks like nothing even happened.
Yeah, she looks fine, Christine. I mean, she's tough. And remember, you can't sub. You can, but if you sub before a match, that player could not re-enter them if they were taken out.
No, this is her last shot at it.
Yeah.
She's going to play no matter what, but she is moving pretty well, so maybe she just had a slight strain and wanted to support it with some tape.
So that last point was given to FSU because LMU too far under the net, causing interference on the other side. And back-to-back points here for Florida State as they take the lead.
LMU needs a timeout, in my opinion. Looks like they discussed it and opted out, but giving up too many points in a row.
Oh, Madison Fitzpatrick, get it! She did.
Just sitting in that pocket, that area right inside the block. Great control on her dig. Elena Chicone sets the other team up to hit it right at her partner. That's a blocker's job. Funnel it into your partner's lap, and it pays off for a point.
This FSU pair having to battle back as LMU had an early lead, but now Florida State up by 2 as they take a seat. Only other court in action is the fours as we are playing in flights. Chicone and Polo took the first set 21-17. And there's a point for Selena Mirolf and Abby Thorup. Oh, that was close, just an inch or two off.
I talked about earlier the LMU being known for their serving, but I feel like they're missing on both courts. It's not creating the point scoring opportunities because they're making too many errors.
So when that happens, when you're trying to be that aggressive and it's not working, what do you do?
Well, that's when you dial it back a little bit and aim for spaces like deep middle, make the passers move. So I like starting really aggressive, and then if that's not working or I'm making too many errors, then you just dial it back a little bit and get it more strategic with where you're serving and how you're serving.
Mirolf looking for the pokey, rejected by Morgan Chicone at the net.
Well, great eye work by Morgan Chicone. She watched her hitter. She watches the approach and then sees it and reaches over with her left hand. It's really important. You're not just watching the ball, you're watching the hitter in the body, and that helps you make better reactions at the net defensively.
Service error by Jordan Polo. All right, a chance for LMU here to catch up. Abby Thorup behind the service line. Chicone off the block.
Morgan Chicone is an experienced hitter indoors. She's an outside hitter. She's got 2 blockers in front of her. So offensively, it's much easier with just 1 blocker in front of you and 1 defender in the backcourt.
Yeah, did not play on the beach last season because the indoor finished their season in the spring. So obviously it'd be really tough to play both at the same time. LMU sending Selena Mirolf back, the transfer in from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, who we actually saw the Islanders in this tournament making their first appearance. They were here on Wednesday. Block! Abby Thorup!
Abby Thorup, also a transfer. She's from UAB. She went back to Canada after COVID and decided she wasn't done playing. Making a huge contribution here at LMU. Blocked there for the LMU point.
Back-to-back blocks for Abby Thorup.
LMU trying to find a way to get back in this game, and that will help. Back-to-back blocks, good footwork, and then nice press at the net back into the court. Jordan Polo surprised.
Nice handle by Selena Marolf. Jordan Polo found an empty spot. It is 12-9 at the fours in favor of Florida State. And we step aside, the twos and the fours in action in our elimination duel in the sand. Just a deep hole. That's always a staple of coming to the beach.
Well,
it was for me.
We used to bury one another.
Oh, I hate that though.
But yeah, with your head sticking out?
But there's
I didn't
just
like
sand
it either.
everywhere.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah. You thrive in the sand, Holly
I love
McPeak.
being buried in sand.
The twos and the fours in action. Florida State winning the first set at both. We're gonna check in on the twos here. Lynn Chicone, Maddie Fitzpatrick leading Avery Papinga and Maureen Kina. This has been tight though. Chicone and Fitzpatrick had to come back. It was Kina and Papinga leading, but a few errors cost them.
Yeah, you can't let up against this team. Fitzpatrick and Chicone just go on scoring runs because they're so smooth defensively.
Chicone and Fitzpatrick, they are 4-0 in the NCAA tournament, the only undefeated pair for Florida State. They've actually only lost one set. Back corner goes Avery Papinga.
And great high flat attack to that corner. Instead of trying to challenge Elena, Chicone is a very disciplined blocker. She goes high and deep. It's a good back set, making the blocker move high and flat to that corner.
Fitzpatrick to the back line.
LMU scheming, trying to find ways to score defensively. They're on the walk and talk side change with assistant coach Angie Akers. Attacking out of the middle of the court, Madison Fitzpatrick with the cutback.
What a great asset to have on your court, Angie Akers, who coached the gold medal winning team in Tokyo. First season with LMU. Nice shot by Maureen Kina down the line.
Both teams passing that ball well and then running that back set defensively, trying to open things up. Maureen Kina finds open sand. It hasn't been easy today against this FSU pair. You see the block signals by Avery Papinga. A 4 for the right sider. That means she's going to jump big into the angle as a blocker. And she did so, but her press is late. I like the idea, but Maddie Fitzpatrick just too fast on that swing, and the block is late on the press.
Fitzpatrick flying. Point Florida State.
Madison Fitzpatrick defensively just has a nice rhythm, seeing where the ball's going. She anticipates. She's got some momentum going that way. And then Elena Chicone scores on 2.
So here's the signals coming from Elena Chicone.
So 1. I think the flash means a late drop. It could be different. And then a 2 on the right sider.
Maureen Kina grabbed a piece of the line. And again, we're going to break down those defensive signals for you coming up when in between this first flight and the second flight.
It's definitely the most common question I get is what are the numbers? What do they mean? So it'll be fun to share that.
Defender pulling, blocker pulling, poke over. LMU really had to hustle to get there. And FSU hits to where the defender was just moments ago. UCLA head coach Stein Metzger watching on. UCLA will get the winner of this duel, either Florida State or LMU, in our second semifinal.
Stein Metzger, such a great student of the game, and he does not leave anything to chance. He loves the preparation and preparing his teams to succeed.
Here comes Poppinga. Match point at the twos.
Nick Lucena, the volunteer assistant coach for Florida State. I read all the get-to-know-yous from the Florida State players, and so many of them listed him as being such an asset on the bench. He's inspired them to do different things defensively, to be more aggressive offensively, and that's Brooke Niles' husband.
Yeah, well, he has a ton of experience.
He does. He's an Olympian, high-level professional player for many years.
Again, match point for Florida State. Power from Poppinga. Madison Fitzpatrick, point on the board, Seminoles.
Florida State's two pairs have been on fire all week long for them.
They still have not lost a match here at NCAAs. That consistency continues for Chicone and Fitzpatrick. FSU leading the duel 1-0. It is match point at the fours for Morgan Chicone and Jordan Polo. And a tough serve will give it to them. Seminoles now leading the duel by 2.
I talked about the service game from LMU, but Florida State dominated in that category, and that put them in charge of this duel.
On deck is our second flight. Florida State will need to win on just one court in order to advance to the semifinal. Twos and fours both go the way of Florida State. Up next, we will see the ones, threes, and fives take to the sand with everything on the line. An elimination duel where Brooke Niles and her Florida State Seminoles are leading by 2. Right now, LMU, maybe a little pressure on them. They still definitely have an opportunity to win this duel, but they have to win at all 3 courts, the ones, threes, and fives, after dropping matches at the twos and fours. So we are getting set just a few seconds away now from the second flight starting. All 3 of these courts streaming live on the ESPN app, so if there's a certain pair you want to see, you can pull that up on your second screen while you watch on your TV with us. We are going to start with the ones. Florida State just has to win on one of these courts, and they are advancing to the semifinal. This is Maddie Anderson and Brooke Bauer of Florida State in the black jerseys, facing Megan Rice and Reika Orsi-Toth for LMU.
And these are 4 first-team All-Americans, some of the best in the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second flight of this elimination duel featuring LMU and Florida State starts right now.
Brooke Bauer back to serve for Florida State. Orsi-Toth. Right back over to LMU. And Megan Rice swings into the net.
Megan Rice, a physical blocker, and Reika Orsi-Toth, a very savvy defender and a lefty. So she's tough to read in transition. Very similar to Sammy Slater, the lefty at the twos for USC.
And Reika Orsi-Toth finds the sand. Both of these pairs have over 28 wins on the season. They have had a lot of success. Megan Rice and Orsi-Toth 28-7 on the season. They're one of the winners of the ABCA Top Flight Award. Maddie Anderson and Brooke Bauer. Maddie Anderson, Brooke Brower, 28 and 11 on the season. There's a spot for Brooke Brower.
Brooke Brower, nice court vision. She's a tall player, but has been a defender most of her career. Maddie Anderson will run to the net and block. She's going to be a full-time blocker. They split earlier in the season, but against certain matchups, they're more comfortable with Maddie Anderson at the net blocking.
Yeah, they weren't sure if this pair would stick together all season, but Brooke Niles, their head coach, really liked the two of them together, and obviously they've had success at the ones.
Reika Orsi-Toth knows she's got a big block in front of her, so she hits it flat and high. You see her jump in. That's basically a 3 block, and this ball is high and flat. Not trying to hit it down because that plays into the blocker's block.
Big serve from Megan Rice, poked over by Maddie Anderson.
Anytime you've got a server that's running up to the net to block, that option ball puts a lot of pressure on the serving team.
So they'll change sides every 7 points. We are playing to 21. You have to win by 2. A spot in the semifinals against UCLA is up for grabs. You need 3 points to win the duel. Orsi-Toth trying to go power, but didn't catch anything, and it went out of bounds. Hand set to Megan Rice. Turns it down the line.
A lot of teams avoid serving the ball to Megan Rice because she's such a big physical attacker, and Reika Orsi-Toth, really nice, consistent hand set. So those two skills complement each other really well.
And Megan Rice transferred to LMU a couple of seasons ago. This is her 3rd season with them from UC Santa Barbara. Played indoor at LMU. Was a first-team all-conference selection in 2017. Brooke Brower, it was in, on the line.
Brooke Brower with a nice read down the line, little chop shot. She started playing at a young age. Both her parents met while playing beach volleyball in South Florida, and she said she played her first tournament at the age of 10 with her mom.
How cool is that?
Love
what a way
it.
to start.
And they got a tournament t-shirt and signed it because they thought, hey, this is the beginning of something.
Brooke Brower went out to Pepperdine first, wanted to have that chance to play on the West Coast, but now glad to be back in Florida playing for Florida State. Good up by Orsi-Toth. Nobody on, pokes it. Anderson. Out.
How about Maddie Anderson? Full chase after that ball. Almost hit that corner. Reika Orsi-Toth with the tomahawk over the net.
Bringing the heat, Megan Rice.
Playing into their strengths if you're going to serve Megan Rice. Reika Orsi-Toth really good at bettering the ball.
So the ones continue on. Let's look at the threes for the first time today. Anna Long and Kate Privet for FSU facing Valma Preti and Macy Gordon of LMU. Kate Privet serving.
Foot fault violation on Kate Privet. LMU point on the switch. See volunteer assistant coach Kelly Reeves. She played her indoor volleyball at UCLA, winning a national championship there. Current AVP pro. Her mom, actually, Jeannie Reeves, was an indoor Olympian and my coach when I was at UCLA indoors.
Oh, very cool.
6 degrees of separation.
That's right.
She has been on the court with this 3-pair all season long for LMU. She's also an AVP pro.
Macy Gordon gets the swing. Gordon, smart shot. You know, this pair for LMU, they didn't click right away. They kind of started in the weeds, is what they told us, and it took them some time to build that chemistry.
They're very different. One's an introvert, one's an extrovert, and Macy Gordon is so fiery. She lights up a room. I mean, the energy from her is unbelievable. What a cut shot there for the point for LMU.
You know, they actually said facing Cal Poly, Valma just took charge, and things started to change from that match on for this pair. 30 wins on the season for this duo.
Love that they talk, check in after the play, see what they can do better. Macy Gordon almost gets that up just a little higher, and her partner can set her.
LMU needing to win on all 3 courts that are in action right now in order to win this duel.
That serve had so much pace. It carried long, but it touched Macy Gordon's platform on the way out. That time, good dodgeball.
Yeah. That one is long and not touched by Anna Long. Service error, Macy Gordon.
Macy Gordon, when she was at Cal Poly for her undergrad, she would wear war paint on her face, a yellow and green zinc stripe. I miss that.
Yeah, that's a cool touch.
It was her signature.
Be a little intimidating across the net.
Yeah, that's always good.
Oh, Macy Gordon with the set. Look, she said when she was playing indoor, they never let her set the ball. Just turns out she'll hit beach hands.
Oh, she has beautiful hands, and John Mayer said she's got some of the best hands on the beach. High-level hand setter, and you see the delivery right there to her partner.
In comes Anna Long, rolling it off the tape. A point for FSU.
Great chase by Kate Privet to keep that ball in play.
1s, 3s, and 5s in action right now. Elimination on the line. USC has already made its way to that duel, but still have 2 matches to decide who will meet them there. 3 courts in action for Florida State and LMU. We're gonna go to the 5s now. Of course, you can see all these courts streaming live on the ESPN app. But Caitlin Moon, Raylan White are tied up with Isabel Rafael and Jacinda Ramirez.
This LMU pair has been really good in this tournament, undefeated for LMU. Jacinda Ramirez was actually undefeated last year as well for LMU in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, she played at the 4s with Darby Dunn here as LMU made their first appearance ever in this tournament last season. 31 wins for Jacinda Ramirez, most on the team.
What a serve by Isabel Rafael from the back corner going cross court. We talked about LMU being such a good serving team, but we haven't seen much of this. You see it right there by number 20 in blue.
That serve results in an overpass, but Florida State is gonna get it. Oh, they say that Caitlin Moon contacted it when the ball was on the other side of the net.
Not sure about that. I think that's a little bit aggressive of a call. If there's anything on top of the net, she's allowed to get it, and I feel like that was on top of the net.
That's tight to the net. Rafael had to lay out for it. Florida State will get the point there within 2. Attacking error by Rafael, point for Florida State. You know, Caitlin Moon serving right now, and we talked about the sisters, and yeah, has a sister playing that was playing here. Courtney Moon was playing for FAU. They made the tournament this year, playing on different teams.
Aggressive topspin serve, just long for Florida State.
Side switch here. LMU trying to be the first to 21 points.
Caitlin and her sister would drive 2.5 hours, 2 to 3 times a week to train with Coach Tim Wolliver in Texas because they didn't have anybody in their area that they could train with. Can you imagine 2 to 3 hours for a 2-hour practice and then 2 to 3 hours back?
That's commitment.
That is commitment.
Caitlin also told us, you know, she started playing indoor in 2nd grade. They had to convince the YMCA to let her play up with her sister, Courtney.
Those little sisters, little brothers, they always are amazing.
Moon with the tip over the block. Now, Caitlin Moon out of Fair Oaks Ranch, Texas. Very limited action last year, just 3 appearances.
Texas is a huge bed for junior beach volleyball. I mean, a feeder system for these colleges. Lots of players starting to come out of the Texas area.
Ramirez setting up Rafael. Point LMU.
FSU digging that ball too tight to the net, and they're not able to set it. And then LMU, in my opinion, setting the ball too far off the net. They need to get aggressive, push each other to the net, and finish the rally. You don't want to drag a rally out. Spend more energy than you need to. Looks like Isabel's asking where she wants her to serve it. We talk about Jacinda Ramirez being another coach on the court.
Yeah, just her 2nd season playing beach volleyball. She's a redshirt freshman, was an all-conference team selection last year. This pair was one of the ABCA Top Flight Award winners.
Jacinda Ramirez, as a junior player, played a lot with Zolani Hodel, the ones pair from Stanford.
All 3 courts in a pause, so we want to update you on the score. Florida State got a win and a point from the 2s and the 4s in our first flight. They need to win on 1 more of these courts to advance to the semifinal. LMU has got to win at all 3 spots. And look, this is an LMU team that is tough too. They came through their conference championship tournament and they didn't drop a set, winning another WCC title, their 3rd in a row. Winner moves on to face UCLA tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Let's check back in over with the 1s. Maddie Anderson and Brooke Bauer with a narrow lead on Megan Rice, but not anymore. And Reika Orsitov.
We've seen a few this season. Megan Rice, so physical. When she bombs her serve, she can be so effective. It's all about her toss and getting it on the right side of her body.
Another bomb serve. Creates a tight pass, another point for LMU. Christine Williamson is down at this court.
Yeah, this set was actually tied at 10. And during the timeout, Megan said to Rekka, she said, hey, let's focus on defense. She said, going back to what Holly was saying, she's gonna block 1 and 4, and Rekka was going to stay in the middle. So they've been doing that, focusing on defense. Obviously, it's been working for them.
Yeah, they're right back in this thing, and there's a big block from Megan Rice. 2-point lead.
Yeah, and that's a big block move into the line. You could call that a 3 or a very aggressive 1. But those kind of block moves are paying off for LMU. But it starts with a tough serve. Megan Rice ripping her jump serve from the back line.
Yeah, these two have really come together this season, figured out their own routine, that they need to do to be successful, and also adjustments they can make in the match to help them. Orsi Toth. Just enough for Maddie Anderson.
She saw that both defenders were in the line in the deep middle, and she drops a cut shot for Florida State.
Checking in on the number 3 pairs. Florida State needs 2 points to take the first set. It is set point for Long and Privet. Focusing in at the threes. Kate Privet serving. Macy Gordon too long. Florida State has a set 1 victory at the threes.
Head coach Brooke Niles excited about it. Jordan Polo, Anna Long and Kate Privet. First set under their belts.
Back to the ones we go. Rice and Orsi Toth trying to take this from Florida State. Back corner.
Great patience on that set by Megan Rice to play that ball out of the net. She got down on one knee, got under it, and lifted it for her partner.
Set point LMU at the ones. Short serve. Tried to take a little bit off of it, but it went too wide on the shot from Reka Orsi Toth.
Great dig. If Megan Rice could get her a little bit tighter after the dig, closer to the net, that will help her kill rate.
Second set point for LMU. Incoming Megan Rice. Out.
If you saw where Reka Orsi Toth was setting the ball from way in the backcourt, which makes it a hard ball to cut off and get on top of.
Third set point, LMU. You have to win by 2. There it is for Megan Rice. LMU has the opening set at the ones.
The only pair to win that first set for LMU.
LMU's one pair grabs.
Good pass by Megan Rice, and then sharp off 1 foot in the angle.
So that is huge because LMU has to win the match at all 3 courts that are in action right now, as Florida State leads this duel by 2. You need 3 points to win. The 5s are very close. They are in a sit down. Rafael and Ramirez were leading just moments ago, but here are Moon and White to tie this thing up.
Great response by Florida State. Nick Lucena in their box, getting them all fired up.
False alarm.
Strategizing. Nick Lucena, actually a graduate of Florida State. So having a good time coaching his alma mater.
Nice when you can just pull a Nick Lucena out of your back pocket and add him as an assistant.
That's helpful.
It helps that if he's your husband, for Brooke Niles. Very cool to have this coaching staff. All right, Florida State serving. Caitlin Moon is back there. You have to win by 2, going to 21. Jacinda Ramirez. Moon! Set point Florida State trying to complete the comeback.
Fantastic transition play right there. Starts with a nice dig, up and down set, and then a seam ball pays off for Moon.
In! The ace from Moon, opening set to Florida State at the 5s.
Nick Lucena encouraging her to be aggressive from the service line, and it pays off. She gets after it, nice hand contact, lots of spin, taking it away from the passer. Ace Florida State.
Florida State has taken the opening set at 4 of the 5 pairs. They need just one more match win to advance to the semifinal. Drama in the sand this week here in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Tomorrow we will crown a champion on the beach. Right now these two teams are battling to get to the semifinal. Florida State leading the duel 2-0. You need 3 points to win. Florida State could close that out if they could get a victory at the 3s or 5s where they took the first set. We're gonna go back to the 5s. We just saw Caitlin Moon and Raylan White complete the comeback on Isabel Rafael and Jacinda Ramirez. Look, LMU is a fighting team. If they could win on all 3 courts in action right now, they win the duel.
Florida State's playing extremely well. That's not going to be easy, but it is doable.
Caitlin Moon serving. Short shot. Right at the pulling defender.
Raylan White, heavy arm to put that ball away.
Still going to 21 here in the second set. Good up by Rafael. Turns it down the line.
Florida State asking for a double contact on that set. Jacinda Ramirez sets a really low ball. It doesn't come out amazing. It was a little bit borderline. Watch the contact out of her hands. It has spin on it. See, they're all holding up the double, but referee disagrees.
Raylan White to the back line she goes.
What Florida State is doing is they're setting the ball a little off the net. The blocker's pulling, and she's moving in out of position, and they take advantage of it.
That one was just a block by Caitlin Moon.
Caitlin Moon shutting down that line attack. Really nice, aggressive move at the net. She gets in front of her hitter, fakes like she's gonna drop, and then stays up there, surprises the hitter, and boom, block.
Yeah, this Florida State pair, just a different level of trust. They are really close friends. They have a great balance of energy, and they can really put some service pressure on the opponent. Both of them can with their serve. Poke shot.
Isabel Rafael drops that little short poke shot, which is very effective when you've got an angle blocker, especially if the defender's too deep into the court.
Rafael and Ramirez have to win this set to force a third at the 5s. LMU needs a victory at all 3 active courts. Service error by Jacinda Ramirez. Just wide on the serve from Caitlin Moon. Want to remind you, the indoor men's volleyball championship is coming up. Hawaii and Long Beach State. We will get you there as soon as we are done here on the sand.
The ball passed too tight to the net. Tough one to set. Pays off for LMU, and LMU had some pace on that serve. That's why that pass traveled so tight to the net.
We'll see if Rafael can continue that. Too long.
Caitlin Moon and Raylan White, 2 sophomores. Good size, 6 feet and 5'11". Both can block, and they split the duties.
Nice hand set from Rafael. Off of the block and out of play. Point LMU.
Jacinda Ramirez doing a great job tooling the block. John Mayer calls her the silent assassin. Very competitive, finds a way to put the ball down.
Poke shot line, Caitlin Moon.
Really nice work to get to that ball and beat the block at the net.
On the good side now. On the good side.
Nick Lucena talking about the good side on the side switch, encouraging his team to be aggressive, foot on the gas. You want the foot on the gas so you finish the set and put a point on the board for the duel and finish it off.
Yeah, that good side meaning the wind in your face. You can be more aggressive with that serve. Here comes Ramirez. Got it.
They talk strategy as Rafael walks to the back line.
Now you see Jacinda Ramirez there. We mentioned Butch May, Misty May's dad. He also coached Jacinda Ramirez.
He's coached a lot of players in Orange County who want to play at the next level. He's got some really neat ideas, and Misty May, obviously, one of the greatest players of all time. She had a great approach, good sense of the game, but like one of the best offensive approaches I've ever seen.
In! On the line!
That serve didn't have a ton of pace, but it went high and then dropped right on the back line. You see how high it goes? Looks like it's going to carry long, and then the bottom just drops right out on the line.
And LMU taking the option there, that gamble paying off. They get the serve back thanks to the swing from Isabel Rafael.
Credit Jacinda Ramirez on that good first contact, and Rafael working to get her feet behind that ball, redirects it with her hand.
Big block by Rafael.
Isabel Rafael, a 6'1" freshman out of Sweden, makes a nice block move there. She takes up a lot of space at the net.
Now, this LMU pair had won every set so far in the tournament until they dropped the opener here at the fives to this pair of Moon and White.
Moon and White like to attack out of the middle of the court.
What does that do for a team?
Well, it makes the blocker uncomfortable, and it's been effective because you can't really traditionally block a line or an angle if you're in the middle of the court. It makes it challenging. There's lots of seams to attack.
Service error, and they will take a seat. Want to let you know, if you're looking for the men's indoor championship that's currently airing on the ESPN app, we'll get you there as soon as we're done on the beach. Back over to the threes. Wow, Prating and Gordon have come out very strong in the second set after dropping the first one to Long and Privet. Oh, great up by Gordon. Macy Gordon puts it 15-19, excuse me, 15-9.
What a response after losing the first set. Watch Macy Gordon slide under and lift that ball. And then another one where she stays on her feet, gets a transition opportunity, and kills it in the cross court.
And Long will take a swing. Macy Gordon right at this FSU pair. Christine is down there with the threes.
Yeah, on the FSU side, one of the things they're focusing on right now is trying to get into those corners. I know, Holly, you were talking about hitting off of the hands when you're explaining the blocking. They want to hit off the hands, and they want to get them deep. So watch a lot of shots. They'll probably be pushing a lot of shots to the back of the court.
Florida State in serve receive now. Here it comes from Valma Preti. Off of that blocker.
Anna Long sneaks it right under the blocker's hands. She and Kate Privet have a deficit to make up in the second set.
Yeah, Preti and Gordon not afraid after dropping that first set. In control right now by 6.
What a touch by Kate Privet, and credit Macy Gordon. Nice top spin on that little drop shot. The set comes off the net. Not ideal if you're a hitter, but the response by Macy Gordon, getting on top of that with some top spin, well executed.
It was actually at this event last year. Macy Gordon was playing for Cal Poly as she gets the ace and had the chance to go over and watch this LMU team play. Knew she was coming there for an extra year of beach volleyball.
Macy Gordon going for it. Nice top spin, hand contact, taking the ball down the line. Look at the fire from number 10 in blue, Macy Gordon.
And Macy is that great communicator on the sand. Valma's more of a quiet player, so Macy's kind of helped her open up. She was a 2-time All-Big West selection at Cal Poly. Point for Florida State, thanks to Anna Long. Gordon, nobody on.
Pursuit there, but ran out of real estate. Kate Privet on the run. LMU in a comfortable position in the second set.
Yeah, they need 2 points here to take the second set and push it to a third at the threes. LMU has to win on all 3 active courts. Wow, the LMU pair running everywhere. Preti saves that as she was pulling. And it pays off. Tons of hustle.
Defense, and I'll tell you, LMU seems energized. Well, on the other side, FSU looks a little bit tired.
Set point LMU. Both of these teams have played already once today. Second set point coming for the Lions. Big statement, a huge chop at the net, Anna Long.
Kate Privet, credit her with that tough serve, setting up the point at the net by Anna Long.
Third set point, LMU. Kate Privet, now it's going to be fourth set point, LMU.
Kate Privet now walking like a woman on a mission, trying to come back in the second set.
That goes wide, and it didn't get a piece of the block. Wow, a fifth set point.
Florida State on a roll, but on the side change, Florida State switches to the bad side. Wind at their back. Wind way less of a factor than it was earlier in the day.
Yeah, it has died down. It's also not significantly hot today. Warm outside, but not like it has been. really crushed it. Valma Preti on the 5th set point, and we are going to have a 3rd set at the 3s. Now, we want to pay attention right now to the 5s because Florida State won the 1st set. They're up in the 2nd set. This was the last point that just happened between these two. A big-time rally. Rafael Ramirez facing Moon and White. Caitlin Moon would finish it. That would lead to a timeout after that point, with Florida State leading by 2, and they're back up on the sand.
These pairs are battling such inspired defense, and no easy balls dropping, that's for sure.
You got to battle right now because your season is on the line. Service error makes it a 3-point lead, Florida State. Winner will get UCLA tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern in our semifinal, our 2nd semifinal. USC is already in the championship duel. Oh, a tough error there for Jacinda Ramirez.
Yeah, Jacinda Ramirez for LMU, she needs to stay aggressive. She was just going to drop a little short shot, but you always want to jump hard on your approach. Your approach should look the same whether you're going to shoot it or jump it.
Backing in! You can see the excitement on Caitlin Moon's face. The 5s are 2 points away from the semifinal. Dual point Knowles.
Caitlin Moon aggressive at the net. Raylan White tough from the service line. Jacinda Ramirez needs to stay aggressive. She's getting blocked when she's shooting.
This 5s pair looking for their first win in this tournament. Florida State go on to the semis.
What a performance by Caitlin Moon and Raylan White, handing this LMU pair their first loss of the tournament.
Wow, and LMU is eliminated. Florida State will live to play another day. They will be in the semifinal against UCLA tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern here on ESPN2. The championship duel will be tomorrow at 4 Eastern. We can't wait to get back to the beach with you tomorrow, but for now, let's get you to the Men's Indoor National Championship. That's coming up right now.